When I started my career at the University of Pittsburgh prior to coming to Iowa, I really believed that no matter what students might have come with from their background or where they might think they want to go with their careers, I thought that when a PhD student came to my program, my job was to train them to be a university researcher. And I've really learned from working with students that students bring a really diverse array of experiences with them, and they have a wide array of interests in terms of what they might like to contribute. I've spent the last 5 years as Associate Dean for Faculty and Academic Affairs in the College of Education. I was fortunate enough to have a really excellent advisor when I was a doctoral student, and so it was always something that I wanted to pay forward. As a scholar and as a teacher, graduate students keep me sort of fresh in my thinking. They keep me up on current research, and I've just found it a wonderful experience to help people launch careers both in academia and outside of academia. I am really interested in making sure that as many people as possible are able to access graduate education, a much more diverse range of people perhaps than have accessed graduate education in the past, and developing the kinds of graduate programs that really meet the needs of people where they are and meet the needs of our workforce. We can't just expect students to come to us with the same kinds of life experiences and for us to sort of crank out students who replicate what we already do. I have always valued a really careful work-life balance. So when I'm not here being a dean, I will be spending time with my sons and with my husband, watching my sons play sports. I love to hike with my family. I love to read fiction, which is why I became an English teacher. And I'll continue to get to know people across campus and in the community. I like to make like a white clam pizza, but nobody will eat that but me. So we have to have the pepperoni and sausage, of course. Yeah. I spent some of my childhood in Connecticut, and that's a Connecticut specialty. I have a lot of favorite authors. You know, one of my favorite authors is Jhumpa Lahiri. She wrote a novel that I loved called The Namesake, and also a book of short stories called Interpreter of Maladies. She is an Indian-American author and writes about the immigrant experience and sort of intergenerational issues. I spent much of my childhood and early adult years in Colorado, and so I love to hike in the mountains. I was in Salida actually with my family a few weeks ago. When I hike in Iowa City, I like to hike at Squire Point and on the Woodpecker Trail. The best show I ever saw at Red Rocks was Mark Knopfler, the lead singer from Dire Straits, which is a band that I love. My husband and I managed to get fourth row seats that we just bought from someone along the side of the road as we went up there. And Mark Knopfler came out with about 10 different guitars, and it was just an absolutely fabulous show. I'm just very, very excited about the opportunity to lead the graduate college. I have had amazing experiences working with staff and faculty in my role as Associate Dean in the College of Education, and that's something else that drew me to this position, was the commitment and the excellence of the faculty, staff, and students who are part of the graduate college.